a look back at the iconic Batman TV series. On January 12, 1966, the first episode of Batman debuted on ABC, and it became one of the most iconic TV shows ever made. With its Bat-fight words and the Batusi, the show helped ignite interest in the comic book series. In 2014, the entire series was released on DVD and Blu-ray for the first time ever. Stars Adam West, Burt Ward, and Julie Newmar kept the Batman flame burning with their appearance in the 2016 animated film Batman: Return of the Caped Crusaders. We take a look at the cast of the show and dig up some trivia along the way.
A bulging problem. The 60s were certainly more conservative times for America, and because of this, there was some controversy surrounding Batman's and Robin's costumes below the belt. Producers had to implement different methods to cover both Adam West's and Burt Ward's nether areas so viewers wouldn't be so shocked or offended by any bulge that made itself visible on screen. This was common practice with any show at the time that may have used more risque costumes.
Showing their feelings, conservative and religious groups alike certainly weren't wrong at times for complaining about the bulge. According to Mental Floss, Adam West has admitted that Julie Newmar's Catwoman caused strange stirrings in my utility belt. Burt Ward also admitted that Leslie Gore, as Catwoman's assistant, Pussycat, caused him a great deal of intense male feelings because she kept rubbing up against him. The good news is that everyone on set were as professionals.
Robin's short end of the stick. Apparently, producers didn't think Robin was as important as Batman. Burt Ward was only paid $350 a week filming the first season of Batman. $350 in 1966 is worth $3,285.32 today. They also made him perform his own stunts, telling him that his costume was more revealing of his face and that required him to do his stunts. As Ward later found out, in addition to getting the minimum wage, making him perform his own stunts was cheaper than hiring a stunt double.
A dangerous job, Burt Ward recalled of his time on the show. It was really dangerous to make the show. I arrived on set, in costume, and got into the Batmobile expecting to see Adam, but he wasn't there. Instead, there was another gentleman dressed as Batman. I said, "Who are you? Why isn't Adam West here?" And he said, "I'm a stuntman. This is a very dangerous stunt and they don't want Adam to get hurt." As for Burt's own stuntman, when they could afford one, he was over having coffee with Adam West.
Julie Newmar as Catwoman. Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman in the first 2 seasons, received 2 Golden Globe nominations for her work in My Living Doll and The Merry Go Round. In 1995, she made a cameo appearance in the film To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything. Julie Newmar. In 2010, she lent her voice to Martha Wayne in an episode of Batman: The Brave and the Bold. In 2017, she once again returned to the world of Batman to lend her voice to Batman vs. Two-Face.
A signature sound. Remember the Penguin's classic quack, quack, quack squawk that he'd made before puffing a cigarette in its signature holder? Well, the gimmick was actually born out of necessity rather than creativity. Burgess Meredith had given up smoking 20 years before accepting the role, and the cigarette smoke irritated his throat. He made his signature squawk to help alleviate the pain. The tool to help him feel better ended up defining his own work, and became a major part of character in future interpretations.
No laughing matter. You'd be surprised to hear how the Joker's maniacal laughter became an essential fixture to his character. When Cesar Romero met with producers to go over the Joker's costuming, the actor was so amused by the absurdity of the garb that he spontaneously broke out into near-maniacal laughter. A producer who overheard told Romero, "That's it, that's your Joker's laugh." Ever since then, actors have been trying to find their own iconic laugh for the character.
How West won the role. While Adam West had already had quite a few acting credits up his sleeve before Batman, his previous serious acting roles isn't what caught producer William Dozier's attention. Surprisingly, what caught Dozier's eye was West's deadpan performance as a James Bond type called Captain Q in a Nestlé Quick commercial. You would think that West's ability to portray the Bond spy type would make him a great candidate for James Bond, right?
West, Adam West? After having been in the role of Batman, West was actually considered for, and eventually offered the Diamonds Are Forever James Bond role. He didn't accept the offer because he thought a British actor would be more convincing as the international spy and playboy. Sean Connery later reprised his role as Bond for the 1971 film. Turning down the role opened the door for another actor to step in and put on the cape and cowl.
The Batman theme song. The theme for Batman is arguably one of the most recognized theme songs of all time. Composed by Neil Hefti, the song features vocals from the Ron Hicklin Singers, who also sang the theme songs for Love, American Style, and Wonder Woman. Over the years, the song has been covered by a plethora of artists, including The Who, Voivod, and The Kinks. It's definitely one of the greatest TV show theme songs ever created.
Gadgets galore. Batman was always prepared for any situation with a number of different gadgets. Remote control enormous candle dipper to oceanic repellent bat spray to a brainwave bat analyzer. Batman was always equipped for any scenario that might arise. The award for most ridiculous gadget on the series, however, might just go to Catwoman's gossip phone. The shows even gave the previously mentioned James Bond a run for his money on cool toys.
Batman clearly owned a label maker. Another characteristic of the Batman series style was the use of incredibly detailed labeling in scenes, almost to the point of comedy. In fact, there are websites and social media accounts today dedicated to chronicling all the examples of over-the-top labeling from the 1960s show. For instance, the device above probably doesn't require a tag, but is clearly marked Batladder just in case a viewer is unfamiliar with the equipment.
The death of a legend. Adam West passed away on June 9, 2017. He was 88 years old and had a years-long battle with leukemia that he tragically lost. West died peacefully at home, according to his representative. His family issued this touching statement to the public. "Our dad always saw himself as the bright knight, and aspired to make a positive impact on his fans' lives. He was and always will be our hero. R.I.P., Batman."
Adam West was a classic Batman. Thanks to producer William Dozier, Adam West has been forever immortalized as Batman. Even after the show ended, he still lent his voice to the Caped Crusader in the New Adventures of Batman and Super Friends, the legendary Superpowers show. In 2012, he gained a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. While he never garnered the accolades he may have deserved, West had a long career that will forever be remembered by the millions of fans he had worldwide.
Burt Ward was a baby. At the age of 19, Burt Ward landed the role of Robin, and his life was never the same again. In 1995, the Los Angeles native released his autobiography titled Boy Wonder, My Life in Tights. He still makes appearances at conventions across the country. He continues to act as well, lending his voice to several animated projects every year, including Batman animated projects produced by Warner Brothers and DC.
Alan Napier became Alfred. English actor Alan Napier is best known for his portrayal of Bruce Wayne's butler Alfred Pennyworth. Napier was the first person to be cast on the show. Aside from Alfred, he also played Sherlock Holmes in an episode of Your Showtime as well as characters in many other films and shows. In later adaptations, Alfred would be played by such esteemed actors as Michael Caine and Jeremy Irons. It's hard not to love the original the most, though.
Neil Hamilton as Police Commissioner Gordon. Neil Hamilton is best remembered for portraying Police Commissioner Gordon on all 120 episodes of Batman. The Massachusetts native started as a model in magazine ads for shirts, and later appeared in a plethora of films, including The World Gone Mad, The Darling Young Men, and Mr. Stringfellow Says No. Hamilton's last role was as Chief of Staff in Which Way to the Front. The film came out 4 years after Batman made its premiere on ABC.
Cesar Romero as the Joker. Cesar Romero is best known for his time playing the Joker. The Golden Globe-nominated actor also had noticeable roles as Peter Stavros on Falcon Crest, Steve McQueen on Passport to Danger, and Esteban de la Cruz on Zorro. In 2013, TV Guide named Romero's Joker one of the 60 nastiest villains of all time. Oddly enough, Romero refused to shave his iconic mustache to film the role, so it had to be painted over with makeup.
Stafford Rep as Police Chief O'Hara. Stafford Rep played Police Chief Clancy O'Hara, who was a character added to the comic book series later on. After the end of Batman, the San Francisco native had success running a chain of car washes. On November 5, 1974, Rep died from a heart attack at the age of 56. Harley Quinn was famously added for the 90s animated series too.
Madge Blake as Aunt Harriet. Madge Blake, who played Aunt Harriet Cooper on the show, is best known for her portrayal of Margaret Mondello on Leave It to Beaver and Flora McMichael The Real McCoys. Because of her health problems during the last season, she only appeared on 2 episodes. On February 19, 1969, she passed away from a heart attack at the age of 69. Originally born in Kinsley, Kansas, Blake lived the last of her days in Pasadena, California.
Yvonne Craig as Batgirl. During the final season of Batman, Yvonne Craig was brought in as Batgirl. Craig wore an eye-catching purple and yellow costume for the part. The costume, like others from the show, has become iconic today. She felt a genuine connection to her Batgirl character and was said to be upset when Barbara Gordon was paralyzed in a 1988 graphic novel. The comic storyline would eventually see the character become a new superhero for DC Comic Oracle.
Frank Gorshin as the Riddler. Frank Gorshin received an Emmy nomination for his role of the Riddler. That wasn't the only Batman character that he portrayed. In 2005, he lent his voice to Hugo Strange in a few episodes of The Batman. The comedian was known to be a heavy smoker for a majority of his life. Unfortunately, years of smoking 5 packs a day led to his death from lung cancer at the age of 72. His last appearance was in a 2005 episode of CSI, Crime Scene Investigation episode titled Grave Danger.
The tights have it. The tights that Burt Ward wore as Robin were seen as shocking and offensive to many viewers. Ward's eventual autobiography was cleverly titled Boy Wonder, My Life in Tights. In the book, he details his love life during his reign on Batman. In one particularly lurid line, he wrote of his fans, "Everyone wanted our Bat SPRM in every orifice." Who would have guessed that Robin was such a filthy Casanova?
Eartha Kitt was a feisty replacement. For the final season, Batman producers brought in actress Eartha Kitt to play the vixen Catwoman. Kitt, a South Carolina native, won 3 Daytime Emmy Awards in the category of Outstanding Performer in an Animated Program for her work in And Wonder Pets. Kitt's take on the character is one of the most famous and is also one of the most groundbreaking. Throughout her career, Kitt was never afraid to break Hollywood standards.
They knew what they were doing. The actors on Batman knew that the show was campy on purpose. They were urged to play the characters as straight as possible because it was a delight for children who couldn't discern the irony and took the show seriously. Julie Newmar is quoted as saying, "The secret of it was playing it very straight." The comment from the head producer was always, straight, 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 do not play it for laughs. Because the straighter you play it, the more ridiculous it really is.
4th season shot down by NBC. ABC cancelled the series after 120 episodes due to the drop in ratings. NBC had plans to bring the show to their network, but when they heard that the majority of the sets were already destroyed, they turned it down. The network didn't want to spend a massive amount of money to rebuild the sets. It would be 20 years before Batman would return in live-action form, only this time it would be a much darker version starring Michael Keaton.
From the TV screen to the comics. Due to its popularity, the television show brought several changes to the comic book series. Alfred was brought back from the dead, the Riddler became a prominent villain, and Mr. Zero was renamed Mr. Freeze. In the 90s, Mr. Freeze would undergo another transformation when he was given a tragic backstory involving his dying wife.
The Batmobile brought to life. One of the highlights of the show was seeing the Batmobile brought to life. The car was a customized 1955 Lincoln Futura. There were only 5 made for the duration of the series. The car was originally featured in the 1956 film It Started With a Kiss, which starred Glenn Ford and Debbie Reynolds. To this day, The 1960s Batmobile is considered one of the greatest TV and movie cars ever created.
Well, that's all, folks.
That's my line.
Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all!